Hello, my dear students of class 12 of IPS. Good morning to all of you. I hope all of you are hale and hearty by the grace of God in the kind presence of your parents. Today we shall proceed further in your poetry section. The poem for today is An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. Slum is the area of narrow streets, dirty houses inhabited by extremely poor people. This poem has been composed by Mr. Stephen Spender, a socialist. Being a socialist in this poem, he has presented the theme of social injustice and class inequalities. Actually, the poem presents miserable and pathetic condition of the slum children. And to present this miserable and pitiable condition of slum children, the poet has used the two worlds, the world of rich and powerful people and the world of slum children. In these two worlds, the poet has tried to show the contrast that in the world of the poor or the slum children, there is poverty, there is a darkness, ugliness, and the crowded houses. Whereas in the world of rich and powerful people, well-being, peace and prosperity, and beauty is there. The poet has used the devices of comparison and contrast in order to present this theme of social disparity and social discrimination. The poet has used frequently in the poem the poetic device simile in order to explain the miserable condition of the slum children. The poet in this poem has given the problem of the slum children, its causes, and the solution also. Let us see the details of the poem. This poem has the 4 stanzas. In the first stanza, the poet speaks about the miserable condition of the slum children. According to the poet, the children in this elementary school are very weak physically. They have lost vitality. Their faces with the yellow color and scattered hair have been compared to rootless weeds. Weeds, we know, are the unwanted plants in our crops. So this simile, rootless weeds, indicates that the slum children in present-day society are insignificant and they feel insecure. Next, the poet gives the example. A tall girl is there in this elementary school. This tall girl is having the head weighed down because to this girl, life has not been a pleasant experience. She is ill, exhausted, and depressed. Another example the poet gives of an exceptionally lean and thin, hungry boy, a paper-seeming boy with rat's eye. This indicates that this boy of this elementary school is just a skeleton. It means he has been the victim of starvation, or proper kind of food in quantity and quality has not been given to the child. Rat's eye indicates the desire of getting the food. This boy has been called unlucky here, successor, because this boy has stunted growth, this boy has twisted bones, and this boy from his father is going to get in legacy the disability of the father. He will get in inheritance the disease of his father. In one corner of this dark classroom, another small, lovely boy is also sitting. This boy presents the dreaming quality. This boy has the dream of playing outside in the lap of nature, like the game of squirrel in the tree room. In the second paragraph of the poem, the poet is talking about the world of rich and powerful people. He describes that the color of the classroom where the children are getting education is sour cream. Sour cream is decayed, rotten, unfit for consumption. So this expression has been used by the poet to explain the miserable and pathetic condition of the slum children. The poet points out that on the walls of this classroom, there are decorations. All these decorations have been received in donations. For example, picture of Shakespeare is there, picture of early morning time, cloudless sky, beautiful maps of the world, and a lovely village have been shown. The poet has made a special reference of Tyrol Valley. This Tyrol Valley is in Austria, and it is famous for music and fragrance of flowers. So this reference of this valley has been given in the poem to present a contrast. Next, the poet talks that the powerful, the dictators like Hitler, this type of people divide this world according to their sweet will without listening to others. So he has called this type of map open-handed map. Open-handed map means the map drawn, shaped by the dictators or by the powerful conquerors, because they shape the world, divide the world according to their whims and according to their sweet will. In this world of rich and powerful people, according to the poet, there is progress, there is prosperity, there is well-being, and there is beauty. That's why this world has been called a beautiful world. But the poet, in a contrasting nature, points out that in the world of slum children, only fog is there. Their future is painted with fog. Fog has been used here as a symbol. Fog stands for the darkness, because during the fog visibility is very poor. And it stands for the uncertainty, because the movement of the fog depends on the mercy of the wind. So the poet wants to say that in the life of the slum children, only uncertainty is there and the darkness is there. In the third stanza of the poem, the poet speaks that surely Shakespeare is wicked and map is the bad example. Shakespeare has been called wicked means not good, not noble, because according to the poet, the reference of Mr. Shakespeare is irrelevant, because Shakespeare is famous for the rich literature in the world. So the poet wants to say that without mental development and without physical development, these slum children cannot take the advantage of rich literature produced by Shakespeare. He also points out that the beautiful map, which is hanging for the decoration purpose on the wall, this map cannot be the good example for the children, because this map doesn't represent the gloomy picture or the pathetic condition of the slum children. The poet points out that the place where these small slum children are compelled to live, that place is dirty, dark, with narrow street, crowded houses, and these children enter there secretly like rats. The poet uses the expression of slag heap, that the garbage is there where these slum children are compelled to live. The poet points out that due to the malnutrition or the starvation, the skins of these children are very visible in the sense that their bones are likely to come out of the skin. They are so weak because of malnutrition. So the poet points out that these children, because of the poor eyesight, are using the specs also. But the glass in the specs is broken, like pieces of a bottle thrown on the piece of a stone. Next, the poet invites the attention of powerful and rich people of the world, asking them or trying to invite their attention that the presence of this ugly world of slum children is a matter of shame for them. It is a matter of disgrace for them, because it indicates that in their beautiful world, the ugly world of the slum children is existing as big as doom. In the last concluding stanza of the poem, the poet is appealing. He is making a sincere request to the powerful and important people of the society. He has used the words governors, inspectors, and visitors. He is requesting them to come forward, to take the initiative, to do something, to dismantle the artificial barriers which are keeping these children in miserable and pitiable condition. He tells them, break, oh break. It means the obstacles, the hurdles which are keeping these slum children in miserable condition are to be broken. It means, indirectly he wants to say that the social injustice and class inequalities are to be eliminated. For this reason, he points out that these slum children are not getting what they should get. And then he mentions that before these slum children damage the tranquility of the town, something must be done. He presents the solution also of this problem. Mr. Stephen points out that physical freedom should be granted to these children. Mental development of the children should be ensured. Freedom of education should be granted to them. And above all, the freedom of expression should be sanctioned to them. Because he gives a vital truth by using metaphor in the last line of the poem, that history is created by those people who are excellent orators. The people who have excellent oratory skills, they are the history creators. In other words, he wants to say that the people who have excellent expression are the creator of the history. So that's why he has suggested that the books of wisdom should be made available to these slum children so that they can have excellent expression and in this way be the part of history. This is all about your second poem, my dear children. Some question in the assignment has been given to you. Try to answer all those questions. Thank you very much.